guys, welcome back to the Keto Transformations podcast. This episode is brought to you by Keto Fridge, the first and only fully prepared ketogenic meal delivery service. Now, if you guys don't already know, I love some Keto Fridge. They make the most amazing meals like garlic butter shrimp scampi, Caribbean Baja steak with avocado lime butter. Now that was a personal favorite of mine. All of these meals have perfect keto macros and they are delivered right to your front door, which saves you so much time. Now, the folks at Keto Fridge have generously offered a 10% discount off your first order to all of our listeners when you use code KETO at checkout. That's KETO at ketofridge.com. Now, today's a really exciting episode because we have on a special guest who not only has an amazing transformation, but has also been my best friend for 2.5 decades.
You can just say 25 years. Nobody wants to do the math.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Emily, also known as LOWCARBANDLOVINGFIT. You can find her on Instagram under that name. And she's going to share some little tips and techniques that she's had in her keto journey. Now, what motivated you to start eating keto? Was it just for weight loss or were you looking for health benefits as well?
Both, actually. I'd always been overweight since my first child and never lost the pregnancy weight. So I carried extra weight for years. And then also in 2015, I was diagnosed with thyroid cancer. So immediately after I had surgery and my thyroid removed, I knew I had to get on the right track, and that was to find a diet that worked.
Now, did you start exercise like when you first started keto, or did you wait a while, and do you exercise regularly now?
I exercise regularly now, but I started it all at the same time. I just wanted to jump right into it, eat a better diet and exercise, tone my body, just do it all. Now, for the most part, I'd go on a diet, but I wouldn't work out. Or I'd work out, but wouldn't eat right. But I wanted to try something different, so I'd combine them both for an overall health experience.
And what kind of exercises are you doing?
I do, so my gym offers classes. They offer like core classes, which is training your core, abs, back, legs, things like that, your whole core. And then power classes. I started with the power class, which is basically, some facilities across the country call it pump class. It's like a small weight training class, just with a little dumbbells, sometimes barbells, just lightweight. And then I also did spin, and I think we're all familiar with the spin. It was good cardio. But then now, as I've gotten more into my fitness, I've started weightlifting and getting onto the floor and doing heavier weights and trying to build muscle tone.
And since you've been exercising and eating keto for about 3 years now, or almost 3 years, what benefits have you experienced since you've started exercising regularly and eating a keto diet?
Going back to my health, I'd been on blood pressure pills for years. Blood pressure stayed high. When I started losing the weight from eating keto, I no longer take the blood pressure medication. So that was one of the major benefits for me. And then also walking into a store, shopping for clothes. And, most women, they want to walk into a store, try something on, and it fit.
Yeah, we all want that.
Yes. And so that was a major benefit. Walking into something, grabbing a pair of jeans, trying them on, and they actually fit. And you don't have to worry about the walk of shame back to the rack, putting them up because they don't fit.
Back to the rack. That's a non-scale victory right there.
Amen.
Now, Emily, do you find the keto diet to be more or less expensive than your previous way of eating?
I find it to be about the same because I've stopped buying processed food and started buying more whole foods, more vegetables and meats and stuff like that, cheeses, things I wouldn't usually eat when I wasn't a healthy person.
What are some of your favorite keto staples that you always have on hand?
I always have eggs on hand. As a matter of fact, I have 16 chickens running around in my yard that, if you couldn't tell, I'm a little country, that provide me with the eggs that I need. So I never have to buy eggs unless it's a very cold day and then my chickens don't produce. Also avocado. I keep avocado on hand. Bacon. I think we all love the bacon. We all love that bacon, girl. Cheese and nuts. I used to keep pork rinds on hand. That was like my snack, but I'm very sick of pork rinds. I no longer eat pork rinds to this day.
I think we all kind of get to that, at some point during the keto diet that we're just kind of done with pork rinds for a while, but they will come back around.
Maybe.
They'll come back
Maybe. I don't know. I'm not even trying to think about a pork rind right now.
So what are a couple of your go-to keto meals that you seem to eat or tend to eat on a weekly basis?
Definitely chicken and Brussels sprouts. If you haven't tried Brussels sprouts or roasted Brussels sprouts, get you some of that. A sausage and cheese plate, so easy. Just cook your sausage. I like mine a little crispy. Dip that in sour cream. Those are two of my most favorite go-to meals.
I have seen you eating those quite a few times.
So good.
Now, do you have a favorite keto recipe?
I keep it simple when it comes to recipes. I don't like a lot of ingredients. Chicken, salt, pepper, olive oil, Brussels sprouts, like I said. I can give you the recipe for that. It's very simple, very basic. You just heat that oven to 425, cut your Brussels sprouts up. I half mine. I don't like a whole Brussels sprouts. Toss it around in olive oil, salt, pepper, garlic, put it on a pan and stick it in the oven until it gets brown and crispy. And there you go. Try it, please.
You'll love it.
Tell me about it when you do.
So tell me, Emily, what do you enjoy most about a keto diet?
Bacon. Tell me another diet where you can eat bacon all you want. And it's easy. Those are the two most enjoyable things to the keto diet.
Isn't that the truth? Now, before we go, what would your top keto tips be that you would give somebody new or starting out on keto?
Number one, don't let the scale define your success. That scale will go up and down, up and down, up and down. I've been doing this journey for a few years now, and the scale has been all over the place. It is not your friend. It will lie to you and hurt your feelings. Also, drink your water. You know how important that is to any diet, any way of life. You've got to drink your water. Hydrate. And then number 3, my big tip, and you might not want to hear it, work out. Working out is so good for you. It relieves so much stress. It gets you motivated to keep going forward. You put in your effort, you'll see your results.
I couldn't agree more with those tips, and I'll tell you what, I think they're great for not only new people starting keto, but also people that have been on a keto diet for quite some time. Now, let's give a round of applause to Emily for being my very first guest on Keto Transformations. Woo! And again, you can find her on Instagram at LOWCARBANDLOVINGFIT, which is actually going to be in the title of the podcast, so go give her a follow and check her out. You can see all her cheese plates and her avocados that she eats all the time. And please join me next week when we'll have another guest on with a whole slew of new tips for you.
Bye, guys.
Bye. See you next week.